All right, so today is June 11th, 2021, and yesterday was the solar eclipse in the constellation of Gemini. And the moon today is in Cancer, which is technically a new moon still, so it's in the waxing phase. So new moon now in Cancer, was in Gemini. So now I'm going to share the screen. It's interesting because, here, I'll share the screen first.
Okay.
So on these free charts, astro.com, the aspects are going to be in green. It's interesting though, this is where the software comes really in handy. It's because you can run a report for all the specific aspects for your transits alone. But for astro.com, it's really mainly focused on your natal aspects. So the ones in green, because they're transiting celestial bodies, they're going to be green down here.
Okay.
But also, I'll show you how to, if you click back to the chart selection, there should be some sections you click on that allow more aspects. There's this whole aspect section. So you can do lines to Chiron. You can turn on to lunar nodes and eclipses.
Okay.
You can do to all objects. You could click on.
I have right now.
I'm sorry.
I have to all objects clicked right now.
Okay, cool. All right. So, and then if you just want to go over the major aspects, which we're going to start with. And then we have the quintiles, biquintiles. I'm sorry?
I'm just like reading with you, sorry.
Oh, you're good, you're good. I'm just in a restaurant and there's some echo, so if you can't hear me at all, just ask me to repeat anything.
Okay, no, you're good so far.
All right, so quintiles, biquintiles, and it tells you the degrees, semi-squares, because some people don't really care. I mean, beginning astrologers, they're like, I'm literally just going to click on only major. That's all I want to know. But I made a sheet, a little cheat sheet that has like novials and all this, which, all right, actually, I'm going to show you. I brought it up on this. It's like a Wikipedia page. I'm actually going to. I'm going to show you that real fast because this is why I love aspects. Also, this is where the sacred geometric shapes appear.
Play right.
I'm still learning the Zoom thing.
Oh, you're fine. I'm trying to shove down some food because I haven't eaten yet today and I've already worked out and I'm dying.
Me too. I literally was just inhaled some breakfast. I get it.
I was making it for Rob and I and then we got a whole little bird is hurt situation.
Yeah, do your thing. Like this is chill. All right. All right. Share this. Figuring this out. All right. Aspects. Dun, dun, dun. So this is a little cheat sheet online for now. This is your book that you have, the beginning book that I recommended has, I wanted you to, because that's part of your homework today, is rereading all your aspects, because that's where your gifts and talents are, your struggles, your blocks, previous incarnation energies, which are basically all of them, because this is what's propelling you to figure things out in this life. So the aspects are a highly important part of astrology. I mean, because there's so many hidden things within how the planets communicate to each other within yourself.
Right.
So
into
you were breaking up. What did you say?
it's diving into like more details, like
Yeah, it's a whole other layer of looking at someone's chart and being able to decipher what kind of personality they're capable of obtaining, or what are their blocks and challenges. Like if someone comes to you and they're like really wanting to lose weight and they have all these squares in their chart, the squares are blocks. They're there to push you to break through the challenges. Some people are like, oh, I hate squares. Squares are terrible. But so we're going to read some of those in your chart today. I want to know your squares. I want to see your trines.
Cool.
I want to see your conjunctions.
I think I got a lot of red. I think I got a lot of red.
All right, that's
Yeah.
good. Honestly, the more squares, the more challenges you have, the faster you evolve. So squares, I like squares.
Okay. I don't hate squares.
You love it all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm like, I pick a favorite. What's a favorite? I like everything.
Well, most astrologers are like, oh yeah, trines. Trines in my fit. Oh yeah, they're harmonious flow of energy. So okay.
So easy. Life's not easy.
Hell no. All right, so we started with a conjunction. When you are explaining this aspect to someone, it's literally a 0-degree angle. So there's something called an orb. An orb is 0 to 6 degrees. Like when you're looking at someone's chart and you're deciphering whether or not they have certain aspects, they're allowed up to 6 degrees orb. And it's in that beginning cosmic science book. It explains that. When looking at your own aspects, it is a conjunction up to 6 degrees. After the 6 degrees, it doesn't count as any of the aspects. So some aspects give you more or give you less. Like you get 3 degrees, but most of them give you up to 6 degrees, which is called an orb.
Okay.
Of allowance of counting that within that aspect. So if you have, say you have like Pluto and it's 6 degrees, almost a conjunction with Saturn, like Pluto conjunct Saturn, it still counts if you have up to 6 degrees. After the 6th degree, it's technically not a conjunction, but you can still count it as one because it is so close. But that's really your intuitive. Well, it's past the 6 degrees, so I'm not really going to count it as a conjunction. I'll say it's an almost conjunction, or I won't even mention that.
Right.
Stuff like that. So the first one is conjunctions. I see it as a orange with a straw coming out of it. That's usually what I tell people to look at, like that. What was that old Tropicana commercial?
Yeah.
It makes up a monogon, which is just a circle.
Okay.
Explains a little bit about conjunction. So now let's look at your conjunctions in your chart. Okay. Can you see this astro.com thing, or do I have to reshare it?
Nope, I can see it.
Okay, good. Trying to figure this out. Okay. So you can see your chart. Okay, great. Great. So this is the really fun part. I'm sure you've already gone through this, but when you read through that full natal chart report that I sent you, it has a lot of the aspects, but a lot of these is in that cosmic science book, and it talks about past life stuff. Like her book is one of my favorites. It's amazing.
I love it. I haven't read it yet.
Well, that's great because I have the transit book with me, but I do not have that book with me. So I was actually going to have you I was going to ask you to read a few of your own out loud.
Okay.
So let's see here. So out of the conjunctions on your own chart, what is the one that you feel is most beneficial? Let's see, we have right here, you have Sun. You have Sun conjunct Venus. That's pretty powerful. So if we look at Sun conjunct Venus and you go up to your chart, see how it's a 7 degrees? They're still calling it a conjunction in this program. It's your Sun's at 29 degrees Aquarius, and your Venus is way over here at the 6 degrees. So technically it's 7 degrees apart. So in this program, they're calling it, you know what? It's almost up to 6. We're going to still call it a conjunction. And then over here, you have another conjunction because it's 6 degrees apart. Your Venus is conjunct Mercury. And then look, your Sun is conjunct, like directly conjunct, because they're both 29 degrees. So these are directly conjunct Jupiter. There's some fun conjunctions. Let's see what else. So this is how you would count without using the aspect grid. You would just look at the planets and be like, oh, there's 2 degrees, there's 7 degrees. Well, this is your South Node is conjunct Pluto. That'd be a fun one to read. South Node conjunct Pluto.
Will I have to look that up, or will that be?
Unfortunately, they don't do this. The North-South nodes in that book.
They don't do the moon nodes in here.
No, that's why like we both need a North Node, South Node book, because the nodes is like that is your soul evolution. I mean, some astrologers do say that's the most important part of your chart, are the nodes alone. So I would definitely look up that one, the South Node conjunct Pluto in your 4th house and Scorpio. That's pretty intense because the South Node's the past. Yeah, you have quite a few. So if you look at your chart as a whole, actually this is a good little segue we'll come back to. So I pulled up this little, the 7 astrology shapes.
I'm excited about this.
Okay. So
because the young girl I was telling you about had a crazy chart when I pulled it up. Interesting, not crazy, but just like, and I was like, oh, I wonder if all that means something. So this is perfect. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. So we have 7 main ones. There are other ones, but these are like the ones that stick out the most in the pattern. So each quadrant of the chart represents different types of the personality. So we have this line, okay, so imagine, I should do a diagram and I apologize, I'm not more prepared, but when you're looking at a chart as a whole, it's backwards. So instead of north over here and south over here, it's opposite. This is the south side of your chart. This is the north side. Okay. This is the east instead of the west, and this is the west. So it's different because it's a mirror. It's like the mirrored effect, as above, so below. So when you look at someone's chart, just remember it's mirrored. So the top is now south, which is fire, passion, right? We're using the 4 cardinal directions. So south, this is where researching like Native American or Celtic, whatever 4 directions. The south is fire. We have like the phoenix. The north is earth. So, it works with the body. We have the east. This is where we have a rising sign in the east part of our chart. The east is air, intellect. It's what we're rising to. It's inspiration. It's what we're becoming, air. And then we have west, which is water. So that's the first thing you should take notice when you look at someone's chart for the first time. Just notice and observe what part of the chart is dominant where all the planets are. And that it's mirrored, it's backwards.
Right.
So we have a seesaw type chart, and I'm wondering if I could just read. Okay. Okay, so according to this, and also do your readings, display pattern is the most common.
Okay.
So out of all the astrology charts, display is the most common, yet less clearly defined person, thanks to the fact that its planets are spread too unevenly around the natal chart. So they're not really, it's not a fixed, they're here to accomplish one thing. They're like kind of all over the place. They're here to learn many things. They're not here for a specific thing, or they're here to just do it all.
Interesting.
Then we have this splash pattern that's like very well rounded.
Everywhere.
So when a birth chart takes the splash pattern, then it means all the planets have been evenly distributed all around the birth chart, usually with no or a few conjunctions. Like notice like the patterns of like literally either no or a few conjunctions.
Wow.
The keywords for these types of people are versatility and adaptability. It literally says that even aforementioned qualities around them, the ability to move in any foreign environment, they're a jack of all trades kind of people, which tends to result in a lack of direction, and the effects of this downside can be seen in these people's tendency to spread their talents and energies too thin. The bundle pattern. So when a birth chart takes the shape of a bundle as shown in the image above, then it means that all planets have been grouped in 1/3 of the natal chart. Even though this pattern is rarest of all 7, it reflects the narrowest and experience and vision. Narrowness of experience and vision. This implies that individuals born under this shape have a tendency to channel their energy into topics that relate to the section occupied, but at the expense of every other topic that falls in the unoccupied section of the natal chart. So they're like hyper focused into this. It's like kind of having blinders on. But that works for them because they're here for like specific things.
Right.
So the hourglass or the seesaw pattern. So if you fall under this birth chart pattern, then the bad news is you're likely to be an unending race for balance that you're less likely to attain because you keep veering from one extreme to the other. You are also constantly concerned with your relationships and are aware of the alternatives that your life presents. What it doesn't mention in this little website is to pay attention to the houses that it falls on, right? Because this one's talking about relationship pattern, because you have like all the first, like the 11th, 12th, first, those are all relationships. 7th, 6th, 7th is being of service, relationships in the world. At times it may feel like the pattern of your life is individual or unique with a good dose of unexpected popping up on your face at every turn. The locomotive pattern. When a birth chart takes the locomotive pattern, sorry, it's loud here, then it implies that the planets are more or less perfectly spread over 2/3 of the chart, also known as the equivalent of 9 consecutive sun signs. People whose birth charts fall under this pattern are dynamic, at times irresistibly so, and tend to apply their energy to challenges indicated by houses found in the occupied area. That said, the vacant region of the birth chart in a locomotive pattern represents the areas of one's life that the person is not experienced to handle, or at the very least, feeling missing in a person, and indicate the vulnerable parts of the personality. This means that they need careful handling. These people are also self-driving. If you fall under this pattern, the first planet leading the others in the clockwise direction around the birth chart is the driving force that will indicate and be most significant in the way in which you'll initiate action. And we have the bucket chart. The bucket pattern is literally like this one planet over here is pulling everything else.
Okay.
So when a natal chart takes on the shape of a bucket, then all planets except one are the same side of the birth chart. The remaining planet, also known as the singleton planet, is usually on the opposite side of the other planet. Since it's the only presence in the mostly empty half of the chart, a singleton planet tends to act as the counterbalance to all the other planets and is regarded as the channel through which every energy in the natal chart is getting channeled. So I see it as like this one planet is literally pulling all this, and it's how all of this energy is channeled through this one planet.
Okay.
The bowl pattern. When a birth chart takes the shape of a bowl, then it means all planets have been concentrated on one half of the chart at times sealed by the opposition. If you are, what does it say? People with this bowl-shaped natal charts are often said to be extremely resourceful and self-contained. The only downside is that they also tend to be one-sided, which means their lifelong challenge most of the time is to integrate the empty side of the chart.
Right.
In addition to that, if the bowl pattern forms above the horizon, also known as the ascendant axis as shown in the image above, then the person is expected to take a more objective or extroverted life. So yeah, this person's above the horizon line, so it's a super extroverted person, but if it's the opposite, right? You have a really introverted person that needs to learn how to be more extroverted and vice versa. Now, let's see what you are.
Let's see.
Let's see what you are. You got like a seesaw mixed with, you got a couple things going.
Oh, imagine that. I can't decide.
Yeah, you look like a seesaw. Let's see, what do you think? I would say, because look, you have the seesaw, but you also have, let me see.
Yeah.
You got, because we have all these asteroids. Maybe if we took off.
Yeah. So we could just see.
This will determine.
Oh, you know what? It's a bucket. It's a wonky bucket, but it's a bucket. Because my moon is the only one that's over there. Oh, well, no, maybe not. I don't know. Because then Pluto is, well, yeah, let's see.
Take off these asteroids. Shave it down here. All right. Because it is kind of like this. Yeah, it is like this on this part of the chart.
Yeah.
And
Just
also,
my lone moon over here.
yeah. Yeah, it does kind of look like a book. Yeah, because you got the one loner thing.
Yeah. The moon over there by himself.
Well, I was thinking of a splay chart. I think you. Yeah, because you have Chiron also. So that's not because
Yeah.
a bucket is like you have one loner. You have a singleton.
Everything. Like nothing else is over there. Right.
Yeah. So I
And
was
that
actually.
includes
Yep.
asteroids then?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does. Yep. So you have a splay chart. Splay.
Yeah, I just have nothing.
It's just it makes
in
so when you
1, 2, or 3.
yeah when you look at this because it's on like the quadrant of the west. It's like you have the
Right.
west over here, and then you have the north over here. So west and north. So west is water and emotion, and it's in the 8th and 7th. Those are relationship houses. And then you have over here in the earth element on the north side, because it's backwards, is you have a stellium over here, and you have things in the 4th and the 5th, which to me are your personal creativity. So it's literally like because it balances itself out with relationship focus and self-focus.
Mm-hmm.
So I would look at this and go, well, this person is just as invested in them in their inner world because it's below the horizon line as their outer world above the horizon line. And because it's well evened, I would say what this person, this type of soul, is a person who is really big on family and relationships, and that's how they learn. But they also learn about diving into their inner world. So I would call it like a life of balance, a life of trying to find balance in relationships and diving deeply into oneself and finding their spirituality. So to me, it's like a soul that's seeking balance in these two specific areas of life.
Yeah.
But that would be like usually that's the first thing I would look at. The very first thing. If you don't know the person whatsoever, you just look at the pattern and kind of see, well, what is their main focus? Like where are they headed?
Okay.
So yeah, I would definitely say you have a splay pattern because it's pretty concentrated in a few different houses.
Here.
So yeah, you have 1, 2, 3 main. Yep, you got a splay pattern. Yep, 3 areas, just like the splay. 1, 2, 3. So then let's reread the splay pattern. It's not much to read about it, but it's display is the most common, yes, yet least clearly defined person, thanks to the fact that its planets are spread too unevenly around the natal chart. So again, like you're not hyper fixed on one part of your chart. There's like 3 different areas
That are.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go back now to the aspects.
Okay.
And put back the asteroids. All the main ones. So when you have aspect lines, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy.
It's a trip.
But if someone looks at it for the first time and they're like, I can never read this. And you're like, just got to decipher a little bit of stuff. It's all right.
Well, I always take the aspect lines off. Otherwise, you got this jumble of, like, it's just chaotic looking. So I'm like, take that off.
Yeah. No aspect lines. Yes, there you go.
Oh, it's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't take it off.
No, it didn't. Weird.
Let's just start with this one.
It didn't work on mine either.
Huh?
On their site. It didn't work on mine either.
You tried. Yeah.
That's all right.
I want to read, you know what? I'll add them. So I want to read the grid anyway. So I want to see all the aspects you're working with. Woo. All right, so we're going to focus on your natal aspects first. So we left off at conjunctions. Here. So yeah, you have the sun conjunct Venus. You have Mercury conjunct Venus. You have the sun conjunct Jupiter. In other conjunctions, you have the moon conjunct Chiron. Ooh.
And a lot of red with Chiron in general, but that makes sense.
I want to look that up actually.
Okay.
Moon conjunct Chiron's powerful. That's moon conjunct. The internet here is not the greatest, so it's leaving out some pictures. Are you with me? The internet's kind of being weird here.
Yep. Here, I'm here.
Because your images froze.
I'm here.
Where'd you go?
Is that better? Did it come back?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop the share for a second until you appear.
Not there.
Where'd you go?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just you're.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can't see me. Right, well, I'm gonna stop my video for a second, see if maybe it'll catch back up.
Oh, I know it's
When I
my.
start.
There. Well, there you are. I can see you now.
Okay. Okay, good.
Okay. Let me share this.
I thought maybe it would just trigger something. Even my internet is ridiculous sometimes itself. So
No, it's mine. I'm using this restaurant's Wi-Fi. All right. I just felt like this one is a really important one for you because Chiron is the wounded healer, and because you're so connected with the moon.
yeah.
So you're born with moon conjunct Chiron in your
Right.
natal chart. So Chiron is the wounded healer. In astrology, the asteroid tells the story of your deepest soul's wound. It is about how you got hurt and how you can transform your pain into a healing power. In a birth chart, Chiron shows trauma and where you experienced pain in this lifetime and beyond. This comment is never easy to deal with, but moon conjunct Chiron or moon Chiron aspects are particularly painful. Without even reading about this, I mean, the moon is in your chart is your mother. It's the mother wound. Literally, Chiron and moon is the mother wound.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, this comment's never easy to deal with, but moon conjunct Chiron or moon Chiron aspects are particularly painful. In the birth chart, it suggests that your parents abandoned you, either physically or emotionally. They weren't there for you when you needed them, and you didn't learn how to nurture yourself. Often Chiron conjunct moon and Chiron moon aspects suggest that your parents didn't want to take care of you. It's suggesting that. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's how the energy could play out. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
the issue with this is that these early memories make their mark on your adult life. Astrology can help you shed light on the reason why you feel insecure. Well, duh, that's why we're here today. La la la. Okay, so through understanding your Chiron, you can understand more about how to heal this wound. So I'm not really going to read much more, but it's moon Chiron aspects, especially the hard ones, conjunctions, oppositions, or squares, suggest an early trauma, usually tied to your mother, the moon, or the more nurturing parent. She often couldn't take care of you or not in the way you needed it. This aspect equals to emotional wounding. In the natal chart, the moon represents your mother, early subconscious memories, what make you feel safe and nurtured. It also shows your mood, intuition, and instincts. The moon is extremely sensitive. When the moon is in hard aspect with Chiron in the birth chart, this is always very painful. Your deepest wound is embedded in your subconscious, silently directing your life without you even noticing, which you do notice. The pain in the past repeats itself in the present. Moon Chiron people find their relationships with females particularly painful, not all the time. You are often attracted to. I see this as because it's your wounded healer, you're extra good at taking care of women. With these aspects, you are often attracted to romantic partners who don't take care of you and you feel abandoned again. I'm not going to read the rest of that. It's not referring to you.
Well, that doesn't apply to me. It doesn't apply to me anymore. That's the thing.
It's the pattern you transmuted.
Yep.
So when you have the mother wound, I mean, because that's one of the first things I love looking at are the aspects to Chiron, because typically you go to an astrologer for some kind of healing, So then we go, well, let's see what your soul's wound is, and let's dive into that. So what you'll notice with Chiron when you pay attention to people's charts is a lot of times it's in the 6th house of health. When you are dealing with the health and alternative medicine field, you will attract a shitload of people with Chiron in the 6th house. Chiron, the 6th house is health. So Chiron people with it in the 6th house have a lifetime of learning how to heal themselves so they can be healthy or feel good. Like I have a friend who has MS. She healed herself from MS having Chiron in the 6th house. It's like you're forced to heal some major health issue, like cancer. People with Chiron in the 6th house usually are battling cancer their lives, like really intense physical ailments in this life. Like Chiron in the 6th house is particularly hard. So Chiron in the 11th house is what me and you share, and that's a deep wounding and feeling a part of a community. It's a deep wounding and feeling a part of a group. We're always the outcasts and the freaks. We never quite fit in the group. We're in the group, but so when you have the wound there, you're hyper aware of your wound. You're hyper aware.
Yep.
So you're hyper aware of your, emotional wounds. You're hyper aware of the trauma behind, you and your mother, which makes when you're hyper aware of something, then you draw in people that have that same vibration. So then it turns the wounds from, oh, poor me, I'm victimized, to no, I have so many tools because I'm so hyper aware of this my entire life that now I'm amazing at healing women, or I'm amazing at empowering women or nurturing women because I never got the nurturing I did when I was a kid, or the nurturing I needed when I was a kid. So now I nurture everybody else, and that is my gift. That is my healing. You know how many people that just need a freaking hug? You're the kind of person that would just be like, let me just hold you. Let me nurture you. Let me cook you a meal. Let me make you some tea. Let me draw you a bath. Let me whatever. I mean, that's so healing for other people who's also never had a mother. You know any women who don't have mothers, or their mothers were their abusers? Like that's the clientele you're mainly gonna heal. Because you are a healer, and that's really a huge part of why is these aspects. You get the point. All right, so let me see if there's any other major aspects that are really sticking out
Yeah.
related to conjunctions, I mean.
Right.
All right, so you have all right, you got Mars conjunct, who's that, Pallas Athena? So you have Mars here conjunct Pallas Athena. I don't know if you barely see this thing. It looks like a flower.
Okay, yeah.
Pallas Athena is how you problem solve.
Okay.
That one I would research, the Mars conjunct Pallas Athena, because Mars, whatever Mars touches, it supercharges that area of the chart.
Okay.
So it supercharges your ability to problem solve, is what this is saying. So when you have a problem, you are almost to the point where you're hyper obsessed with it because it's in your face. Like, you know how a lot of people have problems and they just literally bury it under the rug, or they just, oh, I'll get to it next week. But this Mars is supercharging your problem solving abilities to the point where you have to figure it out right away.
That's funny. I feel like when people come to me with their problems, I can figure it out. And the hardest part that I have is that they don't just do what I tell them to do.
Don't we all?
I know, that's why I laugh when I say it. I'm like, because well then they come back and they're like blah 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 blah. But then I'm like, but then what? You tried what I suggested?
You're like, oh, actually, sure. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So your Mars will always supercharge that area of the chart. Where's your Mars? Your Mars is in Sagittarius in the 5th house. So, and these, it'll never not be there. That's your energy in the chart is Mars. And it's also your inner warrior, your warrior strength. So your warrior strength is like also in your ability to problem solve, which a lot of people run from their problem. So that makes really cool aspect.
Yeah.
So conjunction, the theme word is power. When two plant a conjunction, they're almost touching. They're working together to create power together.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Oh, and then you have Uranus conjunct Vertex. Nah, it's an asteroid, not worth really mentioning. You have Saturn conjunct Pallas Athena also. So Saturn's forcing you to look at your problems. Yeah, so you're really about solving problems. You're not about bullshitting and lying to yourself. You're about like let's figure out the problem. And then that's how you mature. Saturn's maturity. You mature through just facing your problems head on, and then you become a good problem solver for other people. Okay, so let's go into talk about oppositions now. An opposition is 180 degrees, right? Two planets directly opposing the other.
Okay.
It's called, the shape of it is called a diagon, which looks exactly like the monogon, only it's got 2 points instead of the 1.
Okay.
What else they got over here? All right. Let's look at your oppositions in your natal chart. So the opposition, it's literally 2 planets opposing each other to learn from the other. Polar opposite energies, completely, totally opposite, learning to meet in the middle and understand each other's perspective.
Okay. So the moon and Mars and the moon and Saturn.
Let me see what they say about, just curious. See how it says there's an orb between 5 and 10 degrees and an opposition?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll notice each aspect has a different allowance of degrees. So an opposition and or the aspect of opposition is allowed up to 10 degrees off.
Okay.
And it tells you the angles. What else does it tell you? Okay. Yeah, I'll read this. It's pretty short. So oppositions are said to be the second most powerful aspect. They're called major aspects and minor aspects because they're of importance.
Right.
But at the same time, there's a trinovile that's like a past life talent.
Okay.
So oppositions are said to be the second most powerful aspect. It resembles the conjunction, although the difference between them is that the opposition is fundamentally relational. Some say it is prone to exaggeration, and it is not unifying like the conjunction, but has a dichotomous quality and an externalizing effect. All important axes in astrology are essentially oppositions. Therefore, at its most basic, it often signifies a relationship that can be oppositional or complementary. So the planets are learning from the other's perspective.
Right.
So that's why we kind of have tug of war sometimes within ourselves. So let's read some of your oppositions. You have Moon opposing Mars. Moon opposing Mars. I mean, that, right? When you really study each planet's energies, you have the Moon. That's all about emotions and the subconscious, and it wants to be nurtured, and it's very sensitive. And then you have Mars directly opposing that, and Mars is like, no, I want to start a war. I want to be fighting. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to stand up for what I believe in, kind of thing. Let's see. Let's look at that on your chart. So, bam! If we just had, right? They're directly opposing each other.
Yeah.
So before looking at the grid down here, again, you can look at the patterns on the chart. I mean, so if you look at the moon, it's 11 degrees. And you look at the Mars is 9, and you're allowed up to 10 degrees off. So that's almost a direct opposition within 2 degrees. So that's a very strong opposition. So you'll notice the degrees too are stronger than others.
Right.
So it intensifies that energy. The closer the degree.
Okay.
Because obviously you have Uranus over here that's like 21 degrees, and you have Pallas Athena over here in 24 degrees. That'd still be an opposition, but it's 3 degrees off.
Right. Okay.
So you'll notice on different people's charts, if they have like a direct opposition, to maybe read that one first, that aspect first, because it's the most concentrated energy. You have the moon opposing Saturn. So one part of your chart wants to feel emotions, and the other part of your chart wants to be a student and learn and get serious. And I mean, Saturn's very cold. It's calculating. It's structure. It rules your skeletal structure. This has nothing to do with emotions. But that's how you're able to detach sometimes from your emotion, because Saturn's there helping you. Hey, let's get out of your emotions, and let's focus on, being in the body outside your emotions. Let's focus on, doing what we need to do to, getting things done. It's helping you getting things done, or else you would be an emotional wreck. So this is why, like, the aspects are so important, is it tells the rest of the story. Like, you can look at your chart and be like, oh shit, she has moon and Gemini in the 11th, and it's conjunct Chiron. Oh god, she's going to be emotional wreck. But then you look at the aspects and go, actually, no, she's pretty damn good about getting her shit done with that moon opposing Saturn. So Saturn makes it so that you get your work done in the world, and you're not just, sitting in your emotions all the time. Yes, you're an emotional person, but you're able to fluctuate.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause the recording.
Me too.
Thank you, robot, for telling me.
Serious.
Okay. So are there any aspects of oppositions that are like jumping out at you?
I mean, anything with Chiron is intriguing right now. I mean, right now, because I'm healing always. So what?
All right, let's look at your Chiron. So you have two oppositions here in your Chiron. So you
Saturn.
have your sun. Yeah, your sun is opposition Chiron. You go down. So yeah, sun opposing Chiron. Let's actually look that one up. That one's I haven't seen so often. Whoops. No, we're not going that one. Oh.
Hold Just a sec.
Huh?
Do I need to grab her, Kai? Depends on if she's gonna behave. Yeah. I love you too, Q. Go see if you can help the baby, okay? The big kids are watching the little kids. Rob had to jump in the shower.
Interesting, because the sun in a chart, because your moon is your mother, and the sun is your father, and you have both pretty powerful aspects to your mother and your father.
And I have issues with both of them. So, you know,
That's
there
what
you go.
that's what it says. Literally, it says in the very first sentence of Chiron, in opposition to the sun in the natal chart, sometimes the relationship with the father or male figures in one's life has been as such that pathos has been altogether excluded or projected. So
It's funny because the way I explain even my relationships with them now is like, so my dad fucked up when I was young and hurt me when I was young. And I had a really long time and a life of like not expecting him to be there for me. But then that meant that my mom was there. And even though she was hurting me and I was blind to it then, that when it started as an adult that it changed and I was aware of it, it was way harder to understand, grasp, and move on from having so many years. You know, like I used to be so mad at my dad and so angry, and now it's kind of flipped and I'm mad at my mom and I'm not so mad at my dad because I've accepted who he is and we've like processed these things. But it's such a trip to expect something or have a perception of something and then have it be like ripped from you versus like having it ripped from you before you had those things happen.
yeah, disillusionment is painful.
Yeah.
This is actually a cool. I read this before, this website before. I like that author of it. Did you want to maybe? I was gonna say, did you want to read this part?
Yeah.
It's like a few paragraphs. I don't know if it's too long for you, but
No, I'll just start. And with this configuration in the natal chart, one's sense of self may have been formed as a result of excluding pathos for one's own inevitable imperfections and registering it only in relation to the other. In this case, the other may be delegated to the position of the receptor of pity and care without having a chance to trigger a similar sense of vulnerability in us regarding our own awkward traits. As such, the other becomes the conduit of pathos for us, keeping us connected to a sense of human imperfection while simultaneously impeding our recognition of the fact that we too participate in this imperfect, unpolished human condition. It is not difficult to see why many individuals with this configuration in their natal chart seek professions that allow them to be in the position of a healer or mentor without being simultaneously affected by such an interaction with their students or clients. There may exist an unconscious tendency to focus on the other as wounded and thus deserving pity and care, which conveniently distracts one from addressing or acknowledging her own wounds. In most cases, individuals with this configuration in their natal chart stay unconscious of their chronic vulnerability until they form an intimate sentimental bond with the other and have their Chiron touched by a planet or point in the other person's chart. This usually opens a space for recognition of the wound and helps the individual accept sensitivity or awkwardness with regard to that wound. This very event can truly cement the relationship between the individuals involved. Regardless of the duration of the association, as always, there is an interactive quality about Chiron that can help both people intuitively see and appreciate each other in all their human awkwardness or imperfection. With Chiron in opposition to the sun in the natal chart, sometimes the relationship with the father or male figures in one's life has been such that pathos has been altogether excluded or projected. The father may have been in denial of his own vulnerability, or he may projected it onto the child, treating the child with pity and care, not quite accepting the wound. A child born with a handicap, for example, may have sun in opposition to Chiron in her natal chart if her father treats her as if she is not disabled. On the one hand, this can be extremely positive, helping the child form a sense of ego outside of her wound. But on the other hand, there is an implied denial of vulnerability in the behavior of the father, which can eventually take its toll on the psyche of the child. In either case, with this configuration in the natal chart, one has to invite Chiron back into one's life without fear or regret. The other serves as a divine mirror in this case, showing us where we are ready to share our sensitivity regarding the topic presented by the axis, sun, and Chiron reside. Interesting.
All right.
Makes sense. It always does.
Oh, yes. Oh, astrology. All right, so let's now go to the square. Which, by the way, I'm going to actually, I'll show you what I'm sending you. It's your homework.
Okay, awesome.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to put the symbols there,
okay,
which I'm still figuring out on my program how to do. But this is 2 sheets I'm sending you. One is the, this will help you. It's like a study guide. Again, I need to come up with the symbols. So I need to figure out how to do that.
Okay.
Whether I just use paint, but I need to figure that out. So it's got the, go ahead.
Go ahead. If you want, if you could like write them or draw them yourself and then take a picture and make them a ping image yourself. If you didn't find them somewhere.
Yeah, I got
it. When you get to that, I can help you if we get there. That's a whole nother note conversation.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely need to get on that. Because a picture says 1,000 words. So
yeah.
These are the aspect names and angles. So conjunction 0 degrees, opposition 180. Again, give or take. This is the research part, and this is what I wrote in each thing.
Okay.
So these are all the possible ones I've researched and found. There may be more different types of aspects, but when you get to, so these are the major aspects up until the quincunx. So minor. Major. Fix that later. Come on, computer. Okay, so square, sextile, semi-squares, sesquisquare, semi-sextile, quincunx, and then it gets into the minor, which are people don't research this as much. They're not as powerful. They're not so important, whatever people say, but as an astrologer, every single aspect is important. Every single aspect says something about your personality. When you go through someone's chart and you don't research it to that's their job to research it to the ends of the earth themselves. So as an astrologer, you do that with your own chart. You research your own chart to the ends of the earth. And doing every single aspect you can find on your own chart, you get to know yourself pretty damn well. I mean, when I looked at, like, there's a quintile, biquintile, it's got all the weird angles, 72-degree angle, decile, 36-degree angles, septile, biseptile, triseptile. I mean, all these things I researched, I read about them. Some of them exist online. Some of them you can research and go and Google, well, what does it mean to have Venus binovile the sun? You will get some aspects that don't exist yet. They're going to be like, it's not out there. It's for you to intuitively meditate on, what, if I were to draw this sacred geometric shape, how the hell would I draw a 32-degree angle? What kind of shape would that be?
Right.
So a lot of these are left for interpretation for you. But when I looked them up, there's quite a bit of information now. 10 years ago, not so much, but like people are really getting into astrology, and there's a lot of cool stuff out there about these weird aspects that barely any people talk about. Like,
right.
I know for a fact that the noviles are like past life gifts and talents. So
that's intriguing.
Yeah. So
novile.
Yeah.
Go to the other bathroom, buddy.
Could you give me 1 sec? I'm gonna pause this because Tyler just came in. We've got to figure out a plan. We're on the road.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Yes, may I have some coffee?
La, 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 la. I'll show you the rest of this. Okay, so yeah, again, like, research it all. I'm gonna give you this list for you to start researching your own things. There are different websites. Okay, so I'll be straight up with you. Astro.com does not give you all these aspects.
Okay.
So there are other free websites that give you some of these aspects.
Okay.
This is why getting software is going to just level up your whole game, because all of these aspects exist in SolarFire, in that program, or those other programs. You can plug them in. If you want to get to the nitty-gritty details of someone's chart, you can plug all of these aspects in. But in these free websites, not so much.
For sure.
So I do recommend that just you play around with maybe different websites that are free to see if they have these aspects that you can add them in.
Okay.
Because it's really fun to just, what the hell, like novile in your chart, like past life talents. I mean, some of these past life talents I've read about were like, you're just really good at organizing. Like things like that. It doesn't have to be like, superpower. I have a past life talent. I have a past life talent of organizing. Like,
great, I wish I had that with me.
You know what I mean? Like it's so also in the the report I got from Astrology, the Astrology store, said all of these aspects. And so I want to spend the $200 and get the program he has that just has the full natal chart report, because they have all of these aspects, and it's worth, like, I think I'm going to get it because it's worth it to just have this printed out for people. And it's really cool.
Yeah, so far I'm not having tons of luck finding programs that'll run on my Mac computer.
Shit.
Yeah, and like they have a version of SolarFire for Apple, but it's like $300 for just the base program. And then like if I wanted to get the the report for natal charts, that's an extra $200, and then $195 if I wanted this report option and this and I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'm not gonna do that yet.
All right, so I'm gonna text you right now the Dave. He's the guy who runs the astrology store, and just literally just write him like, hey, I'm a friend of Morgan. I'm a friend of one of your students. I have a Mac, and I'm interested in. I'm an astrologer. I'm a beginning astrologer, or whatever, and I'm interested in getting a beginning program. What do you recommend for a Mac?
Okay.
And this dude will tell you.
Okay.
He's been literally doing astrology since he was in high school. Like he's an amazing dude. Dave Campbell.
You can have it.
Hey.
Morgan.
Hey, dude, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm in this TV box.
Yep.
He was just coming to get a password for my tablet.
Oh, your kids are. How's it going? What's new, dude?
He's had an experience today. He went to take the trash out and almost stepped on a bird that was hurt on the ground, and then wanted to help the bird. So we brought the bird some water, and then eventually it flew away. So it's okay.
Oh, what an interesting day.
Yeah, he was so sad and definitely wanted to bring the bird inside to save.
Crazy. I'm looking at this. I'm trying to give you this website right now, but this internet is slow.
Okay.
Slow.
What's up, baby? All right.
Huh?
Will you help the brothers? Oh, I'm just making sure. Okay, got the text.
But the website's not on there, or the
Phone number?
no, the his email. It's just my Sorry, one sec. I'm trying to find this.
Yeah, no, you're fine. If you really help the brothers with it, make sure the baby's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, don't leave the baby.
You know what? I think I can do this. I think I can write in the little chat box here. There, did you get that? Did you see the little chat box?
I think so. Yep.
Okay, Dave Campbell. Yeah, so just email him any questions you have about astrology, and he's happy to help you. He usually responds pretty quickly too.
Awesome. I will.
Cool. All right, so back to the S. So I have until 2:30 today. And then what is it, next Friday? We'll just catch up. But I appreciate you being flexible.
No problem. Is your trip going well? Oh, we're still recording. Never mind.
Well, we'll get to that another time. All right.
Yeah. That's why I stopped. I was like, oh crap. Not time for that still.
Okay. So again, it's got the list of the degrees, all the ones I've ever found. There's probably more out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's got separate major aspects, and I even wrote out 6 degrees deviation allowed. Again, meaning most astrologers say conjunctions are conjunctions up to 6 degrees, but obviously astro.com said 7 degrees counted. 6 degrees, again, 6 degrees deviate. Most of these, in fact, I think all of them, all major aspects are 6 degrees deviation allowed.
Okay.
So then we get to the minor aspects, and I wrote out, again, I'm sorry, there's no symbol, but I wrote out all the names, the degrees, and the meanings. So literally everything we're going over today and more is in these two Word documents I'm going to send you after we are done.
Okay, perfect.
See, the ones that I don't have definitions for, these are the ones that I researched that I could not find anywhere, which are a lot of them. These are these are the ones that I have to be intuitive on, which again, I have to make sure that I'm saying, this is intuitive, this isn't the one way, the one answer, because there was like almost no information I could find.
Right.
So noviles, 40 degrees. Quadrant novile, they exist. I'm glad I know they exist, but I have no idea what it means.
Right.
But what's cool is the octanovile I found out makes a 9-pointed star.
Oh, that's cool.
And the 9-pointed star is the sacred geometry of like, what is it, Metatron and like the higher archangels. And I mean, it gets into like some crazy
That's
stuff.
cool.
So like, see all down here? It creates the squares, 90 degrees, triangle, 120, creates a hexagon for the sextile, a dodecagon for the semi-sextile. The quincunx is that, how many sides? Pentagon, pentagram. It's cool to see someone have a pentagram in their chart.
Yeah.
144 degrees. So it's like, I call these people like old witches. Octagram. I mean, it's kind of endless how many shapes that you can create. This is a cool little aspect grid. It's like a little cheat sheet thing.
Where is it?
It's literally just astrological aspects. Here, I'll share it this screen. I'll share it with you.
Okay.
On the chat. I'll drop it in the chat here.
Okay.
So yeah, that's one of the pages is the definitions of the aspects. And then let's see, the other page I made. It's a little bit like the other one. Let's see. It's exactly like the other one, only it's a lot shorter. So I'll send both of them, but again, those ones, definitions that I don't have for, don't give up. Don't be like, oh well, just like it exists. Just do your own research, meditate on it. Meditate on if you see something's 32 degrees, could you turn that into your own shape? Right. Could you divide it by 8 and make your own shape and do your own symbol, and then meditate? You could ask your guides to show you what energy corresponds with that certain aspect that no other astrologer takes the time to do this. Most astrologers are very mathematical people. They're very like, to the books, to the math. They're not as intuitive that I've met anyway. I'm sure they exist, but I just see you as more of an intuitive psychic astrologer, where you directly talk to the planets and you directly talk to the aspects themselves, and you ask them, well, what do you want me to say to this person? What do you want me, like, show me what you want me to transmit, so I can write it down and do my own, like, more of a channeler. So you can turn that into kind of like a fun little psychic thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's finish the major ones for your chart.
Okay.
And then the full natal chart report, I don't know if you had a chance to look over it. It's like the 33-page Word document thing.
I started, but I haven't finished it yet.
I get it. It's there's a lot of aspects in there about your natal chart that's written about you personally that you could flip through until I get a better program for that.
Okay.
Like the one Dave Campbell has. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So let's now dive into the square, which is a 90-degree angle. Makes up a fourth. They also call it a quartile. I don't know if you can see this here.
I still see the Word document.
Oh. Can you see this?
It's trying. Yep.
So this is also a square, but it's also called a quartile, is the proper name for it.
Cool.
90-degree angle. And let's see what little keywords it has, but I see it as the word struggle is the keyword. Square is an angle of 90 degrees, 1/4 of this 360-degree elliptic, or a half of an opposition, an orb of somewhat between 5 and 10. So it gives you between 5 and 10 degrees allowance of being off.
Okay.
As with the trine and sextiles, in the square, it is usually the outer or superior planet that has an effect on the inner or inferior one. The square's energy is strong and usable, but has a tension that needs integration between two different areas of life, or offers a choice point where an important decision needs to be made that involves an opportunity cost. It is the smallest major aspect that usually involves houses in different quadrants. So when we talk about a square, if I'm using my hands, you do this. That's a square angle in a chart.
I got a lot of them.
Yes, you do. I literally met my counselor said she hates squares. I hate my chart, it's all square. So you have.
I might have used to thought that. Now I don't.
You're like, bring it on. Bring it
Right?
on.
Like, it looks like a challenge to me. Let's go.
Nice. So you have Sun squared Saturn. You have so many squares.
Yes, I do.
Moon square. So this actually brings the next point, is when you look at someone's aspects in their chart and they have a primary aspect, you can also tell by just looking over it, saying, this person has a hard life, or this person has an easy, harmonious life because they have all trines.
Right.
Or, this person has a shitload of conjunctions because all their stuff is in one side of their chart, so they're hyper-focused in this part of life, and they have all these planets in power with each other that helps them to accomplish that one area of the chart. But all your square, so I would see, you could even add up, you could do a tally mark of like the major aspects and go, one for conjunction, and then another column for oppositions, another, and you can literally like check them off and add them up. What is your primary aspects? Because there's nothing in the solar fire program that I have that does that, because there's so many other asteroids you can add in that would make another tally mark. But you could just look at your natal planets and look at the main aspects and see what aspects you're dominant in. But you know, it's obvious that you got a lot of trines.
In Pluto and some of the outer planets, yeah. But it looks like a lot of the like really close,
Yep.
you know, to about what is that, Saturn or?
Yeah, so about like right here to Pluto, all of your personal planets, you have a lot of challenges with your personality. Like your personal life incarnation is I'm Andrea, the human on Earth. There's a lot of challenges, but when you get outside of your subconscious, more of like the outer planets, it's more like there's less challenges as you rise up and evolve. You're like,
So I came
yeah,
to shit this time.
yeah, you're like, bring it on. So let me see if there's any major squares that are popping out. Or if you see one, let me know. We can read that. That's a really big challenge. I always look at Pluto. Let's always look at Pluto and how you're evolving. You got a square the very end here to your Pluto square ascendant. Beautiful. I share this aspect also. Let's look that up. That's a fun one.
That's a fun one.
Okay, so there's an amazing astrologer under Dark Star Astrology. I'm actually going to send this in the chat for you.
Okay.
Dark Star Astrology. Oh, her Pluto, I found her because her Pluto is square ascendant, just like us. She's an astrologer that does shadow work astrology because of this aspect.
Interesting.
So this is a very powerful aspect. It's thinking. Thinking. And well, we have Kurt Cobain. Sure. Okay, so I'll just read this, but I can also share this because Dark Star Astrology is amazing. She's even got her own YouTube video. She's an awesome chick.
Oh, nice.
So I sent that. Are you there? I can't see you.
It's trying to share the. No.
Can you see me?
Trying to share the screen, but I'm here.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
I'm gonna try something.
I can see you and the screen.
Okay, we'll figure this out. Okay. Come on, internet, you can do it.
You can do it.
Okay, Pluto on the ascendant, within 5 to 10 degrees of an angle brings the god of the underworld's energies out very strongly in the individual's lives. The ascendant-descendant axis, ACDC, axis is one of relationship, and Pluto rules taboo, sex. So this combination is bound to breed love, lives that featuring anything from fierce loyalty, deep love, protection, jealousy, secret affairs, possession, obsession, fetishes, bondage, S&M, to the very worst, abuse, violence, rape, and crimes of passion. It rarely manifests as far as the end of that list, thankfully. However, Pluto's life and loves are always going to have a tremendous feel about them. They wouldn't feel alive if they didn't. They get a kick of reinventing and regenerating themselves with each affair. 50 Shades of Grey aside, the subject will be fascinated by these kinds of relationships, the psychology of sex itself, of the minds of very dark and twisted characters. I have since written this article, Twin Flames or Hell's Fire, which will sometimes describe the hard aspect experience of these subjects. As someone with Pluto square, my own ascendant is certainly true for me. So when you look at your rising, Leo rising, you mix like a flavor of Pluto in there throughout your life. So you're kind of called a Plutonian kind of person. And also, you also have your Pluto on the foundation of your chart. So you have a very like Plutonian type demeanor. So, it's no surprise to you that, you're basically someone in the healing arts field that would do very well in psychology and diving very deeply. And this aspect helps you with that.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Fun stuff.
Just so you know.
Rob says hi.
Hello. How's it going?
Great.
He's about to leave for work.
Dude, have an awesome day at work and use your imagination.
You're right. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
Dude,
awesome.
just tell yourself it's gonna be the best freaking day of your life.
It's gonna be.
He
I'm telling myself.
is trying to tell himself that.
Bye. Have fun.
Bye.
I'm almost done. Like 10 minutes or so, okay? Okay. Thank you for your help. Okay. I'm back.
All right, so I'm going to cover the major aspects today. So we're going to get through to the trine. What else should we do?
Careful, you just almost knocked all that stuff over, silly.
Okay, so let's talk about the trine.
Okay.
Trine, 120-degree angle, a triangle. And now it's going to be loud in here. Okay, so it's saying an orb of somewhere between 5 degrees and 10 degrees, depending on the planet's ball. So the trine relates to what is natural and indicates harmony and ease. Harmony of 3 planets, easy energy. The trine may involve talent or the ability which is innate. So talent, anything that's easy for you, it's innate. You don't even think about it. The trine has been traditionally assumed to be extremely beneficial. When involved in a transit, the trine involves situations that emerge from a current or past situation in a natural way. So it's kind of like having like $1 million on your shelf. And when you don't use your trine, it's a complete freaking waste, because even something as, I keep referring to this, but like organizing, if someone has a trine in that and they don't use it, some people have such a hard time with organizing their thoughts in their brain that you're wasting that talent. And there's so many different talents out there that, the trines are fun to see where are your natural talents at? that you don't even
Right.
think about every day. You just naturally do them every day. And it's
That
kind of
just
like
are, right.
it helps you put things into perspective on pointing out your talents and going, oh, well, I'm thankful I have that then.
Right.
I didn't realize I had that, and it went, it came so naturally to me. Because again, this is accumulation of like multiple incarnations. So these are talents that you've obtained in other lifetimes. And this one, so you have the Sun trine Pluto. So there's this, that'd be a fun one to read. Sun trine Pluto. So yeah, let's see what that one is.
I have
Oh, yeah. You want to read it?
Yeah. In this pattern, the individual desire for advancement and involvement go hand in hand with the ability to eliminate negative associations and attitudes that would otherwise cause him delay. Philosophic and religious traditions are of interest. The person has creative abilities, and because of personal magnetism and intuition, he knows what other people will enjoy. With other favorable indications in the chart, the individual can look forward to a successful public career. The pioneering instinct is strong, and these individuals are fighters. They have a great strength, and if they use it constructively, they can attain great success in whatever field they choose.
Nice. Okay, well, what about Sun? It'd be interesting to research the Sun trine South Node of the Moon.
Okay.
That one's
Alright.
obviously not in the book, but yeah, write that one down. The Sun trine South Node of the Moon. Let's look at your Chiron. You have Chiron trine. Moon trine. It's interesting because you have the Moon trine Chiron, but you also had it conjunct, so that's weird.
Yeah.
Reading. Oh, I see. My bad. Yeah, it's Chiron trine Vesta.
Okay.
Chiron trine Vesta, which is an asteroid. You could write that one down because I'm not sure what that one is. Vesta is the goddess of like house and hearth. So there's some harmonious talent there. Maybe you're really good at making a home, but that's also your wound. So it's like healing for you to have a home, a natural home front that you can create yourself.
Yeah.
Which is why maybe you don't like to share a home. You're like, I want to create my own home. It's healing for me to have my own home.
You have to wait.
All right. I was trying to look at Chiron aspects. So you have, we didn't go over the square, but you have Chiron square Ceres. You could write that one down. Chiron square Ceres. Chiron, we did that one. Chiron opposition Juno. Chiron trine Vesta. Chiron opposition the asteroid Selene. And then you have Chiron sextile your ascendant. It's healing your identity. That's what that is. Healing your identity. All right, so what about, we got a couple minutes left. What trine do you like? Is there a couple trines you want to read in the book?
I was looking at the trines to my ascendant.
So this is Selene. You got ascendant trine Selene. It's the white moon Lilith, like the white moon instead of the dark moon. You have ascendant trine Juno, which Juno has to do with marriage.
Okay.
So maybe you're just naturally good at picking partners.
Ha! Only the one that I kept. The rest were crap.
That's good. And then
I can look at the other ones too. Is it?
See, you have your ascendant is trine Saturn.
And
That one-
Mars? Is that what it is?
Yep. Ascendant trine Saturn and ascendant trine Mars.
Okay.
That's it for your ascendant.
Yeah, I have a lot of trines on Pluto. I'll probably look up.
Well, the one that really sticks out to me is you have Neptune trine your midhaven. So there's something with your career. Actually, I'm gonna look that one up.
That one up. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops. What did I just type in?
Mine was really hard too. It was like Trive, and
I just
it was wrong. I don't know why.
I can't think today. You want to read that? That's what I kind of picked up.
With Neptune trying to ascendant, you are sensitive and a bit psychic. You have a lot of empathy for other people and you're a bit dreamy. You tend to see the world through emotions and intuition, so it can be hard for you to put your perception into words. These qualities come naturally to you since birth.
Yep. Yeah, those are basically the major aspects. And for my own research, I'm going to look into figuring out how to kind of write in those symbols.
Okay.
But I'm gonna send you to those two Word documents that I created and just figure out the symbol implementation of that later.
Yeah, maybe look at just word art. See if you can import some word art that has some,
Yeah.
like clip art or whatever.
Yeah, no, I can figure it out, but yeah, give me some time on that. And then I'm gonna look into, I was gonna say Dave Campbell, definitely like write him
Okay.
and see about some software.
Yeah, I pulled up his website already. I'm interested to see what he has to say because on all of the software he offers, it all says it's software for Windows. I know. So, but maybe he has something, maybe, just like I'll email him and ask him.
Well, Astro Gold is the only one I can think of for a Mac, and it's on your phone. It's also on your phone. It's like $25 for the year or something.
Well, on the computer, that's the one that I found on the computer, and that's the one where it's like $300. And the best part is I can download a demo to try the program, but I can only run charts in the 1930s.
What?
And I was like, that's not gonna, sure, I can play around, but that's not gonna give me anything real for anybody today if I even tried to run a transit chart on someone from the 1930s. Like, they're
That's
what?
weird. That's
And then
weird.
that was the one that charged so much extra for the reports. And I was like, that's ridiculous. So I did find one that's called Time Passages on through Astrograph. And then I found one called Ifirmis, but with an I, instead of an E. Yeah. And it says, and I've been reading the reviews and stuff on it, and it's only $100. So I feel like if I would not want to throw away more than $100.
Yeah, no, definitely ask Dave Campbell. He'll have an answer for that.
Okay.
I'm just hoping he doesn't go,
That's
just
it.
get a PC, just get a PC, you're screwed. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.